Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I've just come back from work. It's around 6 in the evening, but it's still bright. I have some few things I want to do this evening. So today I want you to spend your evening with me. Right now I'm in the garden. I had actually planted some kunde. I'm trying to figure out how they are called in English. Cowpeas, yeah. I had planted cowpeas. Uh, I harvested for some time, but unfortunately, there was a severe rain shortage and they actually dried up. Though they had flowered and they had made some pods, so I'm just harvesting those right now. I'll have them for dinner later in the evening. So, guys, when I look at this garden, sometimes I think at life the way I'm looking at this garden. When I was planting it, I was so excited with a lot of expectation. I knew I would harvest a lot of vegetables, and after the vegetables, I would have the seeds themselves, the cowpeas themselves to cook and maybe have seed for the next planting season. But unfortunately, the rains have been very erratic and they dried up. And that is what happens in our lives. Most of the time, we plan things, we have a very good plan for our lives. We know things that will happen maybe in 1 year. We know the things we'll achieve in 1 year, the things we'll achieve in 5 years, but it doesn't happen. Life is such a roller coaster. Today you are here, tomorrow you are hitting the rock bottom. So what happens when such things happen? How do you survive when such things happen? One thing I've decided to do for myself is I've decided to teach Lunton how to survive on his own. I make sure I teach him how to cook, how to wash his clothes, how to do everything in such a way that if anything happened, I'm not there and he's supposed to stay anywhere, he'll stay comfortably without having to go through a hard time wishing I was there. So I empower him. As much as I expose him to new technologies and everything, I also expose him to slow and simple living so that he can, if one day he lands in Runda, he can survive easily. He can actually prepare his guacamole and enjoy. But if he ends up in the village where people have to take uji for lunch, he's okay with it. So that one has been one of my survival tactics. uh Here is my bathroom, and I've had a I had not figured out how to store my toiletries. I actually used to place them in a bucket on the floor, but recently an accident happened whereby my closet, the doors broke, and I've used one of the doors, tied it with a rope, and that is now currently where I store my toiletries. So that is one of my the small DIY projects I have worked on since I moved here. So you realize that in life things happen differently, but we have to modify our lives to actually suit the situation. You don't have to go into depression when you hit a rock bottom. No, you have to keep on surviving. Uh I've known Maya Angelou for a very long time. She was a very good writer, a poet, a dancer, and a singer. And recently I started reading his works. Though I knew her a long time ago, I had never read her works. But recently I've really had interest. I download her books. Like right now, I'm reading one of her books that every one of God's children needs traveling shoes. I've also read a lot of her poems, and one poem that I love reading over and over again, or sometimes even listening to it when she recites it on some YouTube channels. It's the one she wrote for a girl called Rosie. She says that the girl used to laugh when a bus stops. She would laugh when the bus stops slowly or when it stops quickly or whatever happens, this girl would always laugh. She observed this girl for around 8 months and one day realized that she was not laughing. She was just extending her lips and producing a sound, ha 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 ha, but she was never laughing. This poem is a poem I read because it actually resonates with me. She says that we wear the mask that grins and lies. It shades our cheeks and hides our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts, we smile and mouth the myriad subsidies. Why should the world think otherwise in counting all our tears and sigh? No, let them only see us while we wear the mask, we smile. When I think about myself, I almost laugh myself to death. My life has been one great big joke. A dance that's walked, a song that spoke. I laugh hard, ha ha ha. I almost choke when I think about myself. How many times do you see people laughing and you think they're actually happy? Yet in reality, they're just wearing a mask. I really love this poem. Sometimes I read it. I laugh hard, ha ha ha. I almost choke when actually think about myself. So I would want to encourage all of you. Kindly reach out to your friends, especially those who laugh and smile and you think that they are very happy. Kindly reach out to them. Guys are going through difficult times and they have come up with survival strategies. They'll just laugh, smile, and you think everything is okay. And the next day, guys are killing themselves, and it's too bad. I'm here to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you. Maybe through this documenting of my life and this journey of home ownership, I'll inspire one or two people. It doesn't matter, even if I just inspire one, it's okay. So that you know that sometimes you can make it in life. You don't need to have a lot of money. You can actually do a lot with too little. You just need to be a good steward of the little things that have been given unto you. I've seen people who have done so much with a salary of only 10,000 shillings. And sometimes you sit down and ask yourself, how did this person survive? How did they make it? You realize it's even a single mom with 3 children, and they have been working as support staff somewhere, just being a cleaner, earning 10,000. And you realize that they have educated all their kids to campus. They have actually built a home. They are comfortable. Their lives are, is going on. And you start asking yourself, so what's happening to me with my salary of 100,000? It's not even enough. You're always in debt, struggling with debt. So, what I can encourage you to do is to try and live within your means. As I continue sharing about my frugal living, minimalism, and simple living, learn one or two things here and there. Learn how to live within your means. Sometimes I even tell people, don't live within your means. Actually, live below your means, so that in case anything happens, you have saved enough money for a rainy day. You have invested in some projects that can actually cushion you when when things become difficult. That's actually Linton bringing water. Don't worry, mitungi zangu ni chafu hivyo. Can you imagine? He rolls my mitungis kwa mchanga hivyo as he brings water. Yeah, so I told you that this evening you're spending the time with me. I have a lot of work to do. I'm actually washing clothes as he brings water for that. Then later I'll be doing other different things. Yeah, let me go back to encouraging someone. Um, another thing I would want to state right now is that when I tell you to maybe live frugally or simple living or slow living or minimalism, I'm not telling you to be poor. I'm not telling you to live in poverty, or I'm not telling you to become a cheap person. I'm only insisting that you have to be intentional with your spending. You have to be very, very intentional with how you spend your money. Spend your money in important things. Stop spending your money to please people who don't even, in fact, people you don't even love. You know, stop it. Stop putting up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. Stop it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through all that. I'm transplanting my pumpkins. Nilikuwa nimezipanda, nilikuwa na some few seeds. Nilitoka kwa pumpkin tulikuwa tumepika, nikazirusha hapo kwa hiyo tini yenye iko na nyanya. So I'm just transplanting that. Right now juu nitasahau, then they will grow in that tin. Sometimes I don't procrastinate. When I decide to do something, naifanya tu immediately hata kama ni usiku. Because when I tell myself nitafanya kesho, sometimes so I'm hoping that itamea vizuri because I can't wait to eat my seveve. In Luyaland we call them the pumpkin leaves. We cook them. Tunaziita seveve. Riseveve. Yeah, I can't wait to eat my riseveve. So that cage Linton ndiye alinitengenezea. Sometimes when he makes things wasisumbuki kuzirudia hata kama ni mbaya. Akizitengeneza I use them like that. So alitengeneza kwa cage juu ya I think sijui anazuia mbuzi ama ni ng'ombe ama ni kuku, I don't know, but I think I like it anyway. I told you anything he does it's good. Napenda. So I'm just watering them right now. Niko na hako kanini. Kanaitwa kanini? God. Nowadays nimeanza kusuffer from amnesia. Ama inaitwa nini? Yeah. Juu nasahau majina za vitu sana. Ukanimagine mpaka nasahau aloe vera. Yeah, kale ni aloe vera nilipewa na rafiki yangu anaitwa Winnie. Then hizi ni amaranth. Nilipewa na mbegu na rafiki yangu mwingine anaitwa Kate. Yep. So I'm just watering my plants right now. Then I'll be watering flowers. Linton alikuwa ame DIY irrigation. Drip irrigation. So nitakuwa naenda kuzimwagia maji saizi jioni. Thank you so much guys for spending your time with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you love such content, please subscribe because itakuwa naleta mingi. Subscribe, like, share, comment down below. Remember to comment. Nikisema pia vitu zenye hukubaliani nazo, comment down below. I love listening to divergent opinions. So if you don't agree with me, kindly comment down below. If you agree with me, comment down below. I also told you that it helps with the YouTube algorithm. So comment, like, share, and for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe. Nawapenda sana. Have a lovely evening.